These videos are about concepts and ideas that can be part of a society that's more wealthy in terms of more happy and healthy people walking around in it. And I made another video about the credit, consumptive credit, and that practice is really not to benefit of anybody. If you compare it to not being able to get credit, eventually it equals out. Only in the credit situation you have banks that can charge you interest, and you have to work for them part of your life to pay that interest. And that's a bad practice. I don't think that should be part of a wealthy society. But there's another aspect of loans and credit that is, I think, very important to signal, and that is that it distorts competition. I'm sorry about my pronunciation. It distorts competition and it creates competition where there was none before. You can imagine that if somebody has a shop in one corner of the city and he sells flowers, and he has good business, and he provides good quality with his shop, and the bank thinks, oh well, this guy is not loaning any money, we have to put him under some pressure. Then the bank loans money to another guy on another side of the town to open up a flower shop, and that other guy opens the flower shop and he becomes the competition of the first guy. The first guy then has more trouble to get his business, keep his business going, and he will go to the bank, get a loan, and invest in making his shop more beautiful, or do more direct marketing, all kinds of stuff that he can do. But that costs him money, and for which he needs to have some money up front to invest in it. And of course that puts the first flower salesman into debt also, just like the second flower salesman that was provided the loan to start the business. And it creates competition where there was none before, and you have to ask yourself, was there any need for competition? Of course there is competition, there can be competition if the flowers of the first flower salesman are really bad or bad quality or everything, but then of course the market will by itself decide to prefer another flower salesman that also sees a niche and sees an opportunity there, and just starts selling flowers. It's not the loans that, it's a combined effect of the loans and basically the quality of the products. And the loans distort the competition so much that the quality of the products usually go down, and that there is unnecessary indebtedness in the businesses also. All businesses, I guess, these days are at the hands of banks that can prefer provide a loan to one and not to another, or provide a loan to both and let them race against each other. It's just a big game. And that's all because of fractional banking and the fact that loans are and lending is so cheap to banks. It's not a big risk for them to put two companies both into debt by letting them compete against each other, by giving one a loan and then another loan. And you have no idea what the banks are saying to each other and how they are cooperating in this game. Maybe I sound a little bit like a conspiracist now, but that is just one of the effects of cheap loans, is that it totally distorts competition, and in that sense it is anti-capitalist. And now maybe somebody hits me in the head and say, capitalist is about providing capital to businesses. But it is not real capitalism in the sense that the capital is not real. It's virtual capital, it is fractional banking capital. And that completely messes up the market, basically. And that's what happened. I think that's one of the things. Of course, if you're a GM and you know that you get subsidies from the government for making huge trucks, so you're a subsidized company, and then you get massive loans of the bank to keep going, and even bailouts of the government to keep going, even though you have a bankrupt business model. How is that not complete distortion of a natural quality enhancing competition mechanism? So I think that should be something that people focus on as well, making competition more honest.